Well, I guess I'm always questioning every possible status quo and every privilege that I see in front of me, every stereotype or trope that exists in culture, cultural paradigms. That's my job as an artist, and I feel actually that artists are not some magic like individuals given by gods to create. I do not believe in this genius romantic model of art. I believe that artists are workers, they're cultural workers, and their goal is to examine, right? This word, examine cultural norms and paradigms and see what can be done better and criticize what doesn't work, mock it. I really love making fun of things that don't actually work. Yeah. I definitely do not do a lot of physical stuff, but my recent artwork, which was NFT, it was called Drink My Blood. It had physical component to that, so it was an NFT. It was also my prison paper that was given to me upon my release from jail, and I spilled my own blood on top of this prison paper to express pain that I experienced while I was in jail. And also, I made a vial with my own blood that I'm sending to my collectors, who is Pleaser Dao.
Yay for Pleaser Dao. And
Blood for Pleaser Dao.
Your sentencing papers were like...
Which is super incestual because I'm also in Pleaser Dao.
As
As Emily.
Yeah. Wait, so your sentencing papers were like over 1,000 pages, right?
Sentencing papers, no, I think it was like 45 pages or something. So I mean, my previous artwork that Pleaser Dao also bought was Virgin Mary, Please Become a Feminist. And I drew Virgin Mary in the shape of vagina, which is like, if you really take a look at like what happens in churches, it like for the most part, it already has the shape of vagina. So I guess just for making it obvious, I'm being accused of blasphemy and just have a lot of criminal cases on me in my home country.
Well, I'm glad you're in the U.S. now for today.
Just today, I mean, I'm nomadic and also geographically anonymous. So, like, whenever people ask me where I'm based or where I'm at, like, if it doesn't if it doesn't affect the conversation, so like most of conversations that can be held without mentioning where the person is, right?
Yeah, well, I think that's increasingly true. So you started talking about some of your NFT projects. I know you also had a project that I think raised quite a bit of ETH for domestic abuse victims. Is there anything you want to say about just other NFT or DAO or cryptocurrency project that you've been involved with over the past couple of years? Because I know you've, even just for like payments, because you guys would have your bank accounts frozen, crypto is really useful.
That's right. That's how we started to explore crypto at first, besides drugs. And then, well, we're building right now something that's called Pussyverse, which is an organization of that actually has a lot of prominent individuals, including People Pleaser, who is going to come here on stage later, and people like Jen Stark and Blake Catherine and Ike Schultz and Betty from Dead Fellas, Lirona, and like pretty much every strong female artist you can name. They're all came together in this organization to make sure that female and LGBTQ plus created artworks are not undervalued, because that's the case right now and it's lame. Yeah, we want to be more, we want to be represented better. And also we're collaborating with a bunch of other DAOs like Her Story DAO, Blizzard DAO, Flamingo DAO. Tribute helps us to set up the whole thing. So it's gonna be really, I guess, influential. I hope so, because when you just put a lot of whales and influential artists in the room, it really can define what the future of NFTs will look like. And the future of NFTs is going to be female.
Woo! So, with NFTs or DAOs or crypto in general, are there like new kinds of possibilities that you feel like are opened up? Like it seems like artistically, financially, and maybe like organizationally, there's some new things. But what has you most excited?
I'm excited about crypto because it provides you tools to build sustainable and scalable anarchy. That's how I define it. So, meaning that you don't have to rely on centralized systems in order to redistribute goods, which is a big thing for me. And someone who actually kind of from Soviet Union of 1989. So I witnessed a lot of problems that Soviet Union and centralized economy created. I'm in solidarity with a lot of goals of redistribution and making people feel more comfortable and more just more comfortable in society and feeling supported, feeling like they have something to rely on. So I'm definitely in tune with that, but also at the same time, I'd always have problems with centralized models to to make it work because I saw it didn't work. So I guess that's why I'm really excited about DAOs and blockchain in general as a tool for that. Definitely fundraising is a big thing. And yeah, you mentioned we raised quite a bit of money for this organization that helps women who suffered from domestic violence in one of the regions of Russia that I can't even name because it's too dangerous. And there, it's it's somewhere around Chechnya, and you could probably you heard about Chechnya from this documentary "Welcome to Chechnya," done by HBO. It's a place where people are being abused for just being different, and I feel like this is with using blockchain, it helps you to reach really global community. A and B, I mean, like this ecosystem definitely has a lot of money, and also a lot of people who really, honestly, genuinely want to build better future, which is the best combination for activism. And I really believe that over the next few years, we're going to be seeing more people who are showing off their wealth with helping other people rather than going to strip clubs and renting, like, buying really expensive tables, which is, I mean, I don't know, like, I love strip clubs. I just like I would rather spend $100,000 on charity than on a bottle of expensive vodka. Yeah, I think just methods of showing off should be a little bit different.
Cool. Well, you might have just touched on some of them, but you've talked about part of the reason you wanted to get involved in crypto was to help kind of drive its evolution. So yeah, what are some things that you'd like to change? I mean, one is there are a lot of people that look like me.
You look just fine. I like trippy style a little bit more, but no, I mean I know what you're talking about. So historically, unfortunately, women were told that we are not technical, that we are supposed to go study philosophy and sociology. I was a good girl. Followed what I was told and went to study philosophy. But I was quite tech oriented when I was really a little girl, and so I just believe that we should somehow balance it out because so right now big bags of ETH are being held mostly by white males, and I think it's just because women felt that they're not welcome to that party. Not all of them, obviously, but generally statistics is pretty sad for girls. But I think it's changing right now, and like we see rise of female-led NFTs project, and and we're happy as Pussyverse to be part of it, and we're going to be doing a lot of IRL events to just make sure that we're creating safe and really attractive space for female and LGBTQ plus folks, because like right now when I'm inviting them to crypto events, they're often bored, to be honest, or worse, they're being harassed. And I was verbally sexually harassed by a person who was supposed to be my collector. Not naming him, but that was lame. Didn't like it, and that was one of the reasons why I decided to create this Pussyverse safe space for women.
Thank you. All right, so I think we have time for one more question. Then we'll hop off. Then Emily from PleaserDAO is going to jump on, talk with Carolyn for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to do kind of a shared hybrid QA. But I have one last question. So one thing I've heard you talk about is a better planet. I really like this expression. What does a better planet look like to you, and what can the artists, technologists, community, I don't know, what can the people in this room kind of best do to help facilitate that?
It's a long answer, but I think it's like important to acknowledge when we talk about utopias that there should not be just one utopia, because it's again like falling back into this USSR model when I know what to do for everyone else. That's not ideal, but my utopia is gonna be a planet where we have better global coordination, because I feel like we do have a lot of issues like climate change or global inequality that will inevitably cause conflicts and wars, and it's not going to feel nice or cute. It's not going to be comfortable. So we better try to decide to solve it a little bit earlier before it actually develops into real conflict. So I think we should, and organizations like the UN, they don't really work anymore, and they don't really have any respect or authority. So that's number one. And I really believe, I don't have an answer how it's going to work, but I really believe that all of us in this room, people who are interested in blockchain models of governance, we can actually combine this very, very local approach where we decide like how our communities look like, and like how our cities look like, what kind of ads do we see any ads and stuff like that, but with like at the same time really global approach. Yeah, so I guess greener planet with better connection between different parts of the planet. What else? And definitely would love to see a distribution of public goods done better in a lot of places, including United States of America. Feel like countries like Russia, they're being looked down at often, but actually, if you walk around Moscow, even with all the corruption, it's like pretty incredible. You feel yourself rich and like feel so important if you just like walk around Moscow, and you don't have to own anything just because public spaces are really beautiful.
The subway
looks like palace. The question how it was built, because it was built by slave labor prisoners, and that's not what we want. Well, not what we want, but.
All right. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Let's thank Nadya, and we'll be back on stage in a few minutes.
Thank you.